that thought, are we as citizens truly safe?
No, we're not. Nobody.
And that's rhetorical. That genuinely is rhetorical. And yeah,
We can't get into politics.
exactly.
That's lots to unpack right there. Yeah. Right.
We're gonna give our town
What?
a break,
Mind
and
if I have
then
a word?
we'll see what happens and see.
The thing I'm trying to get to the point is the fact that we have all these plans to end homelessness, and for 20 years I've gone to homeless meetings. They've needed $50 million more to solve homelessness. They've impounded people's vehicles. The tow yards have gone through everybody's vehicles at the impound yards. But still today, after $50 million more, we can't solve homelessness. In the greatest country on the face of the earth, there's 15,000 homeless veterans. 15,000 homeless veterans. Why? What's the problem? How come we can't solve homelessness in this country? We are living in the most prosperous country on the face of the earth, and we cannot solve homelessness. But we can kick you out of your home. We can impound your vehicle. What is the problem, people? I'm asking for a solution.
New buildings and stuff.
I'm $1 million
And it
bucks in
should
debt.
be more homeless.
I'm $1 million.
Come on.
I'm $1 million in debt.
You got a
And I'm
lot of
tired
hurt
being
people
in
out
debt
here.
in the free country.
That is true.
I'm tired of
That
being
is
a
true.
slave.
That is
I'm
true.
tired of working
Yeah.
for nothing.
This was a
I'm
shit
tired
show.
of having my
Yeah.
meals
This was a shit show.
Yeah.
I'm tired of
I came in like 4:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
nobody cares.
This was a shit show. And I'm sorry for my
No,
language.
you can say what you need to. Yeah.
I'm angry. She lied to us. She lied to us. We were supposed to negotiate. She lied. We were not supposed to be hit with chemical weapons at all. She said no mace. She said that 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago.
She's lying.
4 weeks ago. And she said no mace. She lied.
The mayor of this town is lying.
So they used mace on you guys up there?
Yes.
We had an officer who said that never happened. He was
Oh,
like, no.
no. I saw it. I saw him take the spray and spray a protester.
The mayor in this
Did they
city
arrest that person after they
has
sprayed
told
him?
the police force
I gotta find my people.
to use deadly
Yeah.
force.
Man, it happened quick too. He said 4:45. They came in.
They came in.
And just out here like 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet. They just marched their way down the block.
Yeah, and when somebody didn't comply, they sprayed. I'm an eyewitness to that. I saw that right from the corner as they were pushing protesters. I saw that. And then they started tearing down our property. They started tearing down stuff. And they wouldn't let us retrieve it. They said, we'll put it in storage.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah,
That's
well,
awesome.
they don't put nothing in storage.
No, they don't.
Paying for it.
No, they don't. This is wrong. And it's a violation of we the people, the U.S. Constitution. We have a right to freedom of speech and peacefully assemble. We have that right. We have that right. And then a proclamation to circumvent the U.S. Constitution? Are you kidding me? Y'all just made me lose my mind. I will never trust this country again that I serve. I will never. I served this country for 4 years. And you do this to us? Screw you. You will never have my respect.
There you go. That's an angry taxpayer.
That's hard to see, man. We've been rubbing elbows for the last 3 weeks, and it's been, like you said, a peaceful assembly. It's incredibly unfortunate. We've seen outside violence that's come into the CHOP and has stirred things up in a way that never should have happened. But we have been with some people like we were just talking to, who have been incredible voices, who have been influential in helping people kind of get an idea of what's going on. They've helped educate and get people to a place where they can feel comfortable with what's happening. And like you said, he's a veteran. One of the things this gentleman's been talking about as well is the VA right here is overloaded, and they're just not servicing the community of armed people who have served in the armed forces the way they could. And that's part of what people have been pushing for right here, is that defund was to put that money into policy change that'll help get the health reform, that'll help get mental issues taken care of, drug reform. So we're just hoping that, if anything, everything that's happening here will be seen, and hopefully people will be able to get an idea of what's going on, make some changes, and hopefully you see things a different way. But
you people with the cameras, I have some more messages to speak to you people. If you're not familiar with Bohemian Grove, if you're not familiar with the Bilderbergers meetings, if you're not familiar with the Skull and Bones, the Corrupt Society, the Rothschilds, George Soros, these people are the crooks of society. And if we don't wake up, our constitutional rights are going to be suspended for a lot longer time than we even can imagine. Your vehicles are going to be impounded. Your cats are going to be taken from you. Your dogs, your kids, your homes. You're going to be had. You're going to be had in the freest country on the face of the earth. If this mayor wanted to end problems and they wanted to solve problems, how come they can't solve homelessness in the greatest country on the face of the earth?
That is true. Amen. With all these buildings and so-called apartment complexes, why is there still homelessness out here? Why? Why are we still homeless out here?
that's a question that I think everyone would love to answer for. Like I said, we all agree on the symptoms and the disease, but we can't seem to figure out the cure, you know?
Until now, what's the cure?
That's what I think everyone's trying to figure out right now, you know?
Yep. So until there is help, this is what the hell they're gonna get here in Seattle, Washington. Is this shit? Excuse my language.
Say what you need
to.
You
motherfuckers know what the fuck we going through. And it's not just me. It's not just him. It's not just age. It's not about race. It's not about color. It's not about nothing like that. It's about all of us as human beings, because we all human beings. We all gotta eat. We all gotta sleep. We all gotta have the same things as human beings to live. And this is why they're getting what they get here. That's from me, through God. I don't even really care. A lot of people don't care about God, but I'm godly. But it's human.
Yeah.
Human.
Do you feel like this right here, this occupation was giving you that support, was giving you what you needed? Shelter, food, things of that nature?
I'm still homeless. Staying with my family. You know, it's hard. It's real hard. Okay, and then they speak that stimulus check and all that shit. Nothing's been coming through.
Yeah.
No. We hurting over here. Okay, why they eating over there?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's wrong. It is wrong. And that's why you got a whole bunch of upset and real violent people.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing about your own human being people. Okay? All this right here, yeah, God bless that we do try to make some changes, but it's not happening. It's not. It's not. Until somebody really come and really make some changes.
Blood is made.
And it's, look, you can't go that way. See?
He's got your back in.
Can't. See? You see how much it's not about the race, it's not about the color, it's not about the race, it's not about all that, it's not about that, it's about us people here, you know? Ain't nobody in Seattle, Washington doing shit about it, okay? Nothing. That's why we doing what we do. Now we gonna give it a break. Just for a little bit, just to see how far it's gonna go from here, okay? And we choose to do that because we got everything that they got. They might know, but they don't, okay? Been here for years and years and years. It's time for us to come to peace with each other, all right? Government, all that shit. It's up to them to come to us like we come to them. They wouldn't even have it if it wasn't for us.
That's right.
That's my message.
Appreciate you sharing that with us.
For now, I just want my peoples, my family, my friends, and my loved ones to just back for now and just see what they do. I'm going to say they for now until I see somebody who really loves us.
Yeah.
For us. Because we ain't been getting no love at all.
Right.
You got VA veterans out here, homeless, and I mean, I got, it's just a story over a story over a story. It's just, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And this is just a message from us.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah.
Can we get together? Because together it's like this. We're a team. Woo. I just don't know. United States of America, this is us. Can't nobody stop us. As long as we're together. Like this. And I do it like this. Like pop.
Yeah.
It's not about race, color, no size, up, down, anything. This is us.
Yeah.
This is how we're supposed to be. Bloodline. I love it. I've been here since day one, and God is number one. That's what I want everybody to know, that you got to put your trust in God and keep praying and everything, right? But you make sure you get a message to whoever it is, speaking no names.
Yeah.
But once that is done, you know how much America's gonna win, level after level. This is just the beginning for us.
Yeah.
Why everybody's calling it the end, it's not the end.
Yeah.
It's the beginning. As long as everybody pay attention and combine like that,
Yeah.
then we can make something happen.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
appreciate
why
that
I don't
message.
want nobody to be no racist, no nothing like that. Once you pay attention and focus, and once the ones that know they got it, tell them come through and actually build with us, then we'll be
This is an
on.
active protest. I don't understand why
We
citizens
can do anything we want to
be
do.
arrested for protesting. Can you explain that to me?
The mayor made a proclamation that this is to be shut down and moved,
So the mayor made an illegal order to arrest citizens protesting using their First Amendment rights to protest. The mayor isn't listening to us. I'm asking you, an officer who is meant to uphold the law, why a citizen using their First Amendment rights to join an active protest would be met with arrest. Can you answer that question for me? I don't need the mayor to answer that question because the mayor isn't listening. Can you answer that question for me? Chief Carmen Best, your chief, has also not been able to answer that question. May I join the active protest, the active peaceful protest as a U.S. citizen? That is my right.
As an active U.S. citizen, you can stand out here and exercise your First Amendment rights.
The protest isn't here. The protest is at the precinct and within CHOP. I would like to join that active protest. I also have the right to assembly and association. I choose to associate with that active, organized, peaceful protest. May I enter as per my U.S. constitutional rights? Why? Can you explain that to me?
The mayor's listed a temporary injunction on the area, which means people can be asked to leave, and if they, just let me finish, if they refuse, they can be arrested.
What's
It
that
is
injunction?
temporary. You'd have to read it from the mayor. They've listed it. It's temporary until we open the streets back up, which will be later today. And then if people can protest any way they
Well,
want.
that's going to be too late.
Right now, the
later today is too late.
I've answered your
And
question.
and
Just
the mayor
because you
has-
don't accept the answer is not my issue, okay? I know
you're
you
correct.
Don't like the answer.
You're right. I don't like the answer.
But it is what
You know
it is.
why I don't like the answer? Because it's unconstitutional.
Well, unfortunately, it
The
is not.
mayor is lied. The mayor has not responded to any of the demands of the protesters. I am here to join that active protest.
Stay here. If you
I have the right to join that active protest.
will be arrested.
For what? On what charge?
Obstruction and
Obstruction?
The new order from the mayor.
So you would say that if I were to join this active protest,
You can see there's
the
no
charge
protest going
that I
on.
would be charged with would be obstruction of justice?
There is a active order issued by the mayor. That is what people are being charged with if they refuse to leave the area. You are not in violation of that whatsoever. Until we clear this area and we are done, that injunction is in place.
Well-
okay, you've asked, I'm answering one more time,
Okay, thank you.
As long as that injunction is in place, which is legally binding by the mayor and a law, we have the right to arrest people who refuse to leave. Once we leave, which will be in a few hours, you can go back and protest any
there's
way you
not-
deem
so
necessary.
there's not a time that's been listed on this
The mayor will
order.
lift it.
The mayor. So we're just waiting for the mayor's whim and whimsy.
So you're,
to control
talking
our
to the
lives.
wrong people right now.
I don't think I am
Now,
talking to the wrong people because you're the people. I understand it's your job to enforce those laws and those things, and I understand that's a difficult position for you to be put in.
And you can keep trying to change my mind or do whatever you want, but my answer is always going to be the same, and I have to abide by the rules, the laws. Okay, that's what the police do.
Well, I would say that's an unethical law, and I think that that law violates citizens' rights. That law is unconstitutional, and it needs to be addressed. And if we're not going to be allowed to protest here, I think we just have to protest wherever we can here, if need be, because it took 10 days. It took 10 days of protest to get that area. That area belongs to the citizens.
Video recording.
I'm staying here.
Everyone's
All right.
possession of video and
See if I can get Twitch back.
And Ocean 22, where's Paul Lady's location where I can contact? Can you log off one young so we can reload? supervisor makes the question.
Apollo 0, what is your location for Robert 22?
I'm at 12th and Vale right now.
RB12, what was the cross?
South Vale Street.
Mary check, you're 6009 Southwest Stevens. Callers states they saw two males rummaging through a construction site and then left in a tan Chevy Astro van. Caller was concerned they may have been stealing items. Vehicle was last seen heading southbound through the alleyway. 6009 Southwest Stevens.
Okay.
David. I have to advise you that there are 10 stings set up at 7 Hills Park, 15140 East Howell Street. We'll have to send a couple of units over there to check it. Caller thinks it's protesters that have moved there from CHOP.
What was the address again?
1514 East Howell Street at 7 Hills Park.
Trying to call North Radio.
Under control for now.
From Magnolia.
Let me know if you need additional when you get there.
Harbor 3 on North. Can you log us to a call, assist detective unit, possible dive recovery in the Duwamish. We're going to be also switching to South Air. We'll be on North Air.
Over.
Can you please log me to 12040 Aurora Avenue North for traffic control?
Hills Park. Yes, I can switch west. What, David?
For that Seven Hills call, has that been broadcast on the TAC channel?
I am not sure, but I will make sure that it's getting done.
Thank you, and if they have anybody that can respond there before patrol, that'd be preferred.
Copy. I will have him check. Information for Inspector for an erratic driver, near 7700, 2 Avenue South, It's a brown semi-truck. Caller states the driver was swerving in and out of lanes. May have made contact with another vehicle, but the caller's not sure on that. Blessing westbound on Holden. Information only.
One William 2, could you sign 1 William 21 off, please?
Receive.
No one needs contact on that call. I think it's going to be info only.
Information. The advised caller is Jeannie Fisher. Does have an attempt suicide, caution in RMS with some crisis calls in the past. 1700 17th Avenue, Olive Ridge Apartments.
Tom 42.
Fire already coming down the thing and left.
Park, 1514 East Howell Street. There are subjects setting up tents in the park. Caller believes it's protesters from the shop that have moved here. Information only at this time. Advertising check.
Tom 47. Tom 47. All three of those units will take that Lincoln 2 trespass. Got a collision involving a metro coach or some type of coach and a pedestrian in front of the Lake City, Fred Meyer. I guess we'll go to there. We're back from King County. Fires en route. Coach 6858.
Poplar? I did North 470, you pound on data. Can you log me to the leak and tow over on North Lake? Copy.
One King 2. One King 3. King 3, sir. Alright, copy, we can take it. The female transgender, she's literally in the laundry room, been there for over an hour. White female is 20, 5'6", slim build, and close description. Alright, copy.
Parking complaint at 6526 34 Avenue Southwest. It's a white Lexus SUV parked in front of a hydrant. 6526 34 Avenue Southwest.
I got flagged down outside the West Precinct. Can you log me to a theft that occurred in the shop, please?
Copy. One David 34, then I switch to east for a Charlie Sector call. PO available for King Sector 159, yes or way?
Pulse in.
Hold on, we've got a gold Toyota pickup that's been parked in a 3-minute load zone for several hours in front of Cat's Deli 159, yes or way?
Received.
An attempt suicide caution. Also on our previous call, it says she was aggressive with an officer during a traffic stop, but that was over 20 years ago. 1700 17th Avenue and Unit 711.
Copy.
Over 2. 1 over 2. Are you a supervisor of location, please?
Tom 55.
Tom 55.
Yeah, I can also join on 1 David 34 in that call.
Ready.
Tom 54, put me out with 51.
To the scene to screen an arrest. Are you available?
1 Robert, affirmative.
651, the number is 201913.
Thank you, ma'am.
One simply.
Robert 2 has an arrest to be screened.
I have one Robert on the call.
If they can actually bring their arrestee to the South Precinct, and then I'll screen it here in the parking lot, and then they can take them directly to the KCJ after that.
Copy. Okay, from one sample, I advise that you bring your arrestee to the precinct. They can screen it there.
No.
And one Robert 2, copy.
Yes, 1 over 2, we copy.
One Robert, copy.
1 Robert, copy.
One King 1 and one King 3, if you're available, straight towards the Nav Center for a disturbance.
King 1.
More here, stand by for the second while I look for a feedback. Any units that are available to back King 1 on a disturbance with the Nav Center, it's going to 3 officer minimum. Edward Sector, a down subject at the Fry Art Museum, 704 Terry Avenue. Foot caller reporting a possibly intoxicated male that's passed out inside a vehicle. Fire screened and they are not responding at this time. 704 Terry Avenue, any units that can start for this? On 5-3 in units back.
5-2.
Fire Museum in Edward Sector. We're currently having a 4-officer mission at Edward Sector.
Okay, if you can shake up the patrol unit from either precinct, it's fine. Plus, we can probably need them for transport if needed.
Okay.
Tom 5-6, you need another unit for that call?
For transport, thank you.
Tom 42 and 44 and 47. All right.
Starting for a down call over in Edward Sector.
Stay with 30 seconds.
2704 Terry Street at the Fry Art Museum for a black Toyota RAV4 with a male possibly intoxicated passed out inside the vehicle. Fire's not responding. And go ahead and switch to east air.
Stay with 36, copy. David 36 on East.
David 36 to respond to 704 Terry Avenue, the Fire Art Museum. There's a black Toyota RAV4 out front that's pulled up 15 minutes ago with the engine still running. Male inside that appears to be intoxicated or passed out inside. Fire's not going out this time. 704 Terry Avenue.
1 David 36 coming in.
Call 52.
Call 52.
I'm arrived, and if I do have the right block, there's construction going on. You might have to park a little bit off and walk in. I'm gonna take a walk in now, see if I can find the vehicle.
You arrive with construction units incoming. May need to park and walk in.
Charlie 11.
Charlie 11.
RMD transferring adult female to headquarters. Start miles 20.5.
Cherry side on Cherry Avenue, so that can avoid the construction area.
And that's Cherry.
Cherry like the fruit.
Copy.
Clear both my radio calls, Ida Nora 470. And with the impound on the 7132 43rd Avenue South.
Thank you.
Hey, Robert 22, just on the call, subject is extremely agitated.
Briefing subject, extremely agitated.
You can show us clear action in service.
We got a bus here, no driver and no other vehicle, so I don't know if the supervisor took the driver or what the deal is. Can you give him a call back?
Copy your rest.
Kind of a complaint at the car. Radioing him by walkie-talkie to come here, thanks.
Control 5-3, do you have a plate?
Washington, Boy, Queen, Robert, 2980, occupied one time.
Proceed. The plate is clear current on a 2007 Toyota RAV4 registered to James Larson out of Poulsbo.
There.
211.
And can I please have any one king and one queen car monitoring this frequency switch to PTEC?
One queen switching to that.
On Wester.
211.
Yeah, any first watch king and queen car, please switch to PTEC.
Switching.
Copy dispatch.
Groter. So an hour plus so, another hour or two, equals 60 minutes plus 60 to 120 minutes equals 120 to 180 minutes.
11, I'm sorry, could you repeat your ending mileage?
21.8.
21.8 at 950 hours.
Armored out.
I'll send you to my click.
Send us to that disto in Lincoln 1.
What's the name of the registered owner of this RAV4?
Blue Horseshoe.
Name is James
After
Gilbert
airdropping job applications, the police have liberated the fascist left terrorist-controlled area referred to as Chaz, aka Tartville.
1254.
1254.
Just an FYI, there's a disabled vehicle, gray Honda 4-door with a black female inside, waiting for her husband. It's been here about several minutes. It's in the right curb lane, blocking. She's got her flashes going. Traffic able to move around her, just in case you get any calls.
Copy, and what's your current location?
502 Rainier Avenue South, just south of South King here, facing northbound.
Proceed. Disturbance at King Victor at the Nav Center.
King 1.
Okay, sir. The male outside screaming and threatening staff with vague threats. After being asked to leave, no weapons seen. He does have a weapons crisis and a top suicide caution per RMS. Also has an unverified SMC warrant. Looks like it's for carryable weapon. Amount of bill is $5,000. And described as a white male, 23, 5'10", thin build, gray hoodie, dark blue shirt, blue jeans, black backpack. Name is Zechariah Coots, 12/21/93.
Precinct 4.
Precinct 1, and way in the precinct parking lot.
Just make a note that due to see malfunctions in the search car I had, there is no ICV. I'll just have body-worn video only.
Precinct no ICV, body work only.
Caller 47.
Thank you. The caller says that the PEO was out earlier to this location and had a vehicle cited, but it's scheduled to be towed, and they have something coming that needs space. It's a white Honda Fit. 3420 Brook Avenue North.
447, copy.
Received 959. Is it voluntary?
Medical transport.
Correct. On your way back up, I'm going to send you to a King Sector disturbance. It's 1200 South Jackson Street at Jackson Square. Listed as being near LBC Shipping Company. It's a female that appears high, yelling at people and throwing garbage. White female, 40s, thin build, black jacket, blue jeans, green boots. 1200 South Jackson. For 20 minutes or less for AMR.
Yes.
Under control.
Call 50.
Call 50.
Will you please log me to Park 95?
Yes, sir.
Clear Lincoln Tow.
Copy.
David 35, clear out of car.
Received.
Call 10. Clear Idenor 470 with impound on data.
Received.
Employee sector, suspicious activity 4318 Winslow Place North. The caller observed 2 males circling the apartments across the street. They look like they may have been casing. It looked like they may have been carrying something that appears to the caller to look like a rifle. 4318 Winslow Place North. Trespass call. North Sector 932 North 90th Street. Trespass call. Area 3. Hauser. Is there 2 subjects on security camera walking through the property on the east side? Black male, black dark blue jacket, red backpack, and a white female, brown hair, dark gray sweatshirt, and a white bag. 932 North 90th. Area 3, copy en route.
And Tom 47, the traffic unit, go back.
Selridge and Southwest Orchard Street at the Shell Station. Caller says there's a male and a female physically fighting. The male half is choking the female. No weapons seen. Selridge and Southwest Orchard at the Shell. The suspect's black male in his 30s wearing dark colored clothing. The black female in her 30s wearing a dark shirt and jeans. They've not gotten into a vehicle. They are still at the station. Get a vehicle description? Okay, the male has gotten out of the vehicle. He's walked into the Shell station. He was punching at the car windows. The female is inside and apparently locked the car doors.
Copy.
Ford sedan.
Copy. Excellent.
CEO office is requesting a phone call from you.
Received.
Mid-34. AMR is here, so we're just about to come up.
David 34, can you get this number?
David 34, the number is 201903.
Copy, thank you.
The trespass call, 1820 Minor Avenue at Balfour Place Apartments. Possible transient male that is on floor 2, banging on doors, possibly in crisis. No weapon seen, 1820 Minor Avenue. Call unit available for David Sector, Bourne Avenue North at Republican Street.
Hall 112.
Hall 112, we have a black Honda CRV and a white Honda Accord in a food truck zone, and the food truck is nearby waiting to access. Bourne Avenue North, Republican Street, just north of.
Received.
1 David 36.
David 36.
We're clear access to Dom units. We're back on west.
City wide for 2 Boys 03s, 2 Boys 03 on west air.
Bring to your staff. Robert 2.
Can you call the jail and request a welcome party for us?
Received.
One Mary 3.
1 Mary 3.
Would you have the caller step out for us?
Received.
And advise that they're requesting you stay in your car and they will come up to you.
Unit 36 handling the disturbance at Balfour Place, 1820 Minor Avenue.
They're still on the road. 10 minutes out. It's on North 90th. We spoke to the original caller who's not there. They're in another county. They said that these two subjects were seen on the property. They tried the doors. They never made it inside, but did leave a bike behind.
Very, very copy.
Yeah, heard legend.
Northeast, number 409. Callers at the Florida Department of Children. They have an open investigation there in that state, and they need to check in with the 10-year-old who has been spending the summer with them. 1439630 Northeast.
Can you log Paul 32 and myself to a detail at 12040 Aurora Avenue North, and we'll be on the PEO channel.
Earthquake magnitude 3.4. Southern Idaho. 42 minutes ago.
Tom 47, was there a description of the people?
A firm, black male, medium build, dark blue and black jacket, a red backpack, and a white female, medium build, brown hair, dark gray sweatshirt, and a white bag.
Copy.
Push over to east for call.
I'll be right.
3 disregard.
Wants me to park them cars training. Confirm. David 35 for a call.
Nobody. Good riddance.
35. The vehicle header switch over to east. Copy. One David 35 on east.
Nobody.
David 35.
Black on black crime is the real problem. Change my mind.
High School, 423 Avenue to see the caller for a peace call. This is a court-ordered peace call. They'll be waiting on the east side by 25th Avenue on foot. No weapons, 423 Avenue. Received en route. We've arrived on that service call.
Thank you, Mark, you there?
One Robert 33 and one Robert 13 for a crisis call hazard.
One Robert 33. Robert 13.
At 1732 MLK Junior Way South, caller's 22-year-old son is running around in the street. States that he's carrying a plastic gun. Per our caller, he has some mental health concerns, but nothing diagnosed. He's off his medication. 1732 MLK Junior Way South.
Robert 33, copy. R13, copy. One David 36 on east.
One David 36, I'll have you back. One David 35 at 423 Avenue, Garfield High School. For a peace call that's court ordered, callers waiting on the east side on foot. Is there a supervisor that copied that last call?
One Robert, I copy.
On a subject across from there, two subjects walking around the building. They thought they were casing, and one, the caller thought was carrying a silver or brown rifle. One might be on the 50s, thin build, 5'5", unknown clothing description, and a second unknown race male, face covered on a black motor scooter. They were last seen taking their bags in the carport, 4318 Slow Place Store. Across from there.
K1 copy, in route. Queen 2 copy from downtown.
Received. sergeant that can give me a call on the bat phone.
Okay, that point.
Tom 5-6, I can head that way.
This is Argonaut 2, 539 23 Avenue South for a male at the front door, possibly using narcotics, head foil, and a pen out. He's nodding off but still moving and breathing. Black male 20s, blue jacket, gray sweater with blue ribbed jeans and a blue backpack. 539 23 Avenue South.
5-2 from Bourne and Marion.
Now, pick it up. Female in her 40s, spin build, black short hair, a black jacket, blue jeans, carrying a cell phone. That or a similar sized object that she keeps throwing and retrieving. Northeast 125, 27 northeast.
Queen 3, copy, run.
Area 3, building check clear.
Call 30. I'm clear, traffic control.
Paul 47.
Paul 47.
Union 1470. The vehicle is impounded.
Groter. Underscore knocks dog's water bowl over, lifts lid on toilet, giggles underscore.
He has now gone back inside the house and has locked the door and is yelling out the window.
Robert 22, copy.
One boy. I got it.
Accidental. David 01. has the BB gun in his hand, but it is inside the house.
22 copy.
Outside throwing rocks at the vehicle.
David 1, I think that winds up being a 3-officer minimum and was typically 4 particular units.
Trespass.
Right.
So the Brighton Jones building for a male outside the main entrance, blocking that with his items and refusing to leave. Don't have any description. 2030 1 Avenue.
Right. Unit. You go to 409.
Available for 1937 13 Avenue West.
Paul 112.
Going to be an unoccupied vehicle blocking the driveway. A white Nissan Leaf, 1937 13 Avenue West.
Paul 25, I'm probably closer. I can go ahead and take that from Paul 112. Paul 112, received.
David, when we did, we're with the child.
Robert 22 arriving.
Received Robert 22 arriving. Cleat left walking southbound and then turned westbound on South Grand. A roommate is following him. Avenue East. The female that was wandering around the house, opening doors and looking inside. The caller confronted her and she went around the house looking for points of entry. Last seen walking down the stairs on 2 Furman 5 minutes ago. Caller does have green video of this. 3121 Furman Avenue East. Any units that can start for this?
41 hours, operator 71.
And Holgate on foot.
225 and Holgate on foot.
Tom 2. We'll be contacting one in front. Before contacting them, does our complainant here want contact?
For the complainant, and I copy contacting one in front.
Yes, ma'am. Under control.
Okay.
Holgate Street.
2510 Holgate, do you want the air?
Negative, we're under control.
It's under control.
Bravo 1, can we get a name mark to my location for a mail that's passing out?
Received.
Just fire.
Received.
Clear. And current November on a 2018 BMW tractor.
Copy, thank you.
Accidental. Sector suspicious people in apartment complex 473021 Northeast. Says these subjects continued on when he started making a phone call southbound on 21 from 4730.
First drop units, fires en route and AMR ETA 20 minutes or less.
Bravo 13, copy, thank you.
Joe Hayden. You still have the robot off? Joe Hayden. Never mind, I'm just only one commenting.
Site assessment at 2360 43rd Avenue East. That's 2360 43rd Avenue East.
One Queen 2 on West Air. if a supervisor copies this call as well, some of the routes, 1415 Northeast 43, male claiming he was sexually assaulted by the staff and assaulted by local police. He refused to answer any further questions. He was involved at the same location last night. I gave the name of Dante. From 1415 Northeast 43.
1.2 copy. Does that location still require a supervisor to respond?
It does. The supervisor here is north there.
1 Mary copy.
1 David 1.
1 David 1.
You can clear the Queen unit and we'll respond.
Email. Keep the Queen unit in north and have them start for a trespass call. 4730 21 Northeast. We're advised to continue southbound on 21st. One of my male sent in for Nuggets, Jersey, skateboard, Hispanic male in a gray sweatshirt, and a black male in a red sweatshirt and red sneakers. Disregard. Trespass at Street Youth Ministries, 4540 50 Northeast for male on the breast from East Million. 45 to 40 50 Northeast.
Clear Queen Nora 470. 50. 1055, operator 37. An update that someone's doing chest compressions on the driver. Any units nearby there to start? Three.
1 King 3.
7 Jackson for vehicle into a building. Doing chest compressions for the driver. 7th Avenue South and South Jackson.
King 3, copy.
sector disturbance at Evolve, 954 East Union Street for a high female that's crying, possibly in crisis, no weapons, in front of Evolve, 954 East Union. Running westbound, no weapons seen, East Howell and Boylston Avenue. Correct. The cellular database is out of service. Information for all units. Robert 13, go ahead.
Sorry, Robert 13, can I get one CO to my location to screen for handcuffing?
Supervisor available to respond to 25 in Holgate to screen the oncoming.
One Robert.
One Robert, are you available to respond to 25 in Holgate?
One Robert, affirmative.
Information for audience database is out of service, database out of service.
Earthquake magnitude 4.0. Offshore Oaxaca, Mexico. 26 minutes ago.
We arrived at Southwest. Is data down?
Confirm data is out of service.
Received, thank you.
call 54 at the 700 block of Minor Avenue for an unoccupied vehicle parked in a temporary no park zone. The temporary Honda Odyssey, 700 block of Minor Avenue. Monkey 3.
Yeah, I think we're going to need a supervisory response. One David now.
FB1 South South Jackson. Unknown if this was related to the theft that just occurred at East Howell and Boylston where someone stole another phone.
And then it's a vehicle that went into the building.
Pulling on a Robert, was it 1610?
6160.
Copy. Okay, your turn's clear and current for Silver 06, Honda Pilot out of Seattle. Robert 33.
Yeah, subject wants to go to the hospital, so one Robert's continuing, but he's leaving to HMC.
I got 3 and James on the southwest corner. She's barefoot, swinging shoes around at people, walking in front of buses. She is schizophrenic. Her caller is her caseworker and said this is unusual behavior for her. The subject is Brandy Linder, a white female, heavy build, shaved head, wearing a green sweater and black pants. Green James.
Can you have the complainant come out to talk to us, please? Receive.
Fire.
122.
East Marginal Way South and Southwest Steel. Fire is responding to report of a possible tent fire at a homeless encampment. East Marginal Way South and Southwest Steel.
Earthquake magnitude 4.0. Offshore Chiapas, Mexico. 25 minutes ago.
Just 22, we have another call reporting this. It states it's going to be near 85 South Morgan Street. The states they've had an ongoing issue with a female there. Thinks it could possibly be her, but no one saw who, if anyone, said it.
And 193 just called inside. They say the suspect is hiding in the bushes at the Walgreens near the Safeway.
David, switch to that.
With no warning. Now you've got how many people that are pedestrian violating right now?
Yeah, you've got, well, a good 50 at least.
Well, now you're going to have to enforce all of that, right?
Well, no.
Or none at all?
Not necessarily. Yeah.
Earthquake magnitude 3.0. Tara Poca,
Like the gentleman that was standing here.
21 minutes
We were
ago.
just talking about doing more work with him because he has a podcast he does on Sundays. Incredibly intelligent guy. Obviously, he's got a voice that's worth hearing.
No, I'm going to clarify this. Come here. People say, "Oh, he fell over. There was no tackle." No, he did fall over, but then he got back up and started running again, and then they tackled him off his feet into the fucking concrete.
Yeah, I got a story to tell y'all for real. If people want to hear it.
Yeah, we got a lot of people here.
So look. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh my bad, COVID. Look, so they start telling people to move back. I don't know what was happening with the bearded man, right? They're chasing him down for whatever reason, and they're telling everyone to move back. So pretty much, I'm moving back with a crowd of people to Walgreens, right? There's a white lady, she's running also. We're all trying to move back, and the cops start running after people in particular. They run after this woman, I shit you not, and I know there's a lot of bias around police and hating police and stuff. What I just seen is a suable offense. I wish I got his badge number. This police runs after a woman that is running away. He pushes her as hard as he can in the back to the point that she falls and hits her face. And he says, "Yeah, bitch," or some shit along those lines. Like, "Ah, bitch," something like that. And then he does like some flexing on her, and he continues moving, does not arrest her or anything. He just pushes over as hard as he can and keeps going. Then she goes down the block to try and figure out which officer it was that did that to her, and they arrest her for that. So know that,
keep in mind, guys, we showed that card earlier. We got freeze frames of that. You can check the body cams on every one of these officers out here has an active live body cam.
How do we figure out?
I got the card right here. I'm going to flash this one more time. So if you guys need to get online and check body cam information.
Let's do it right now.
Right here. So go ahead and, yeah.
Take a picture of that.
Take a picture.
You're going to want to get a snapshot of that. If you want to go ahead and, I tell you what, if you don't like what you just saw, go ahead and look into it. That's public information that everyone has access to. You can get on there. You can go ahead. Note the time and the location, guys. You want to remember that you're on Broadway and Pine right now.
It's 11:14.
And it's
right around 11 o'clock.
Right around 11 o'clock.
15 minutes ago.
Right around 11 o'clock on Broadway and Pine. You're going to want to go ahead and check all that out. That's where you can go ahead and your public rights as a citizen is to go ahead and get these body cams that every one of these officers is wearing.
You might have to issue a Freedom of Information Act, but
it might have a little bit of a process. But if you saw what you saw and you don't feel like what happened was legitimate, it should have happened, definitely do something about it. That's what all this is about. Is all this is about raising your voice.
Up here, rounded out why we were here. We were not here to take over a park. We were not here to take over a precinct. Exactly. We were here to fight injustice against the police. Most of the protesters have left, but we are still here. So I'm just suggesting that we let them do whatever it is they need to do. The sooner they do what they need to do, then we can get back to protesting why we came here. So I'm just suggesting that maybe we go across the street and we sit down, us protesters, and talk and figure out where we're going to take this protest now.
No violence, bro. There's a guy that pepper sprays.
So far, I don't think we've gotten anything. They're upset. We're upset. Are there any protesters here?
Why do you think we're out here?
The rest were detained. I got to report there's 30 of them right now detained.
This protest is going now.
Right here. Block this intersection. Block this intersection peacefully, because we got to show up tomorrow.
Back to one, as they say in the coming street. Back to one.
I love you, brother. We love you. We know you're trying to look out for us. We respect
Yeah. Yeah, if any of Lucky Bamboo's viewers are here, can you get on his stream and tell him to come down over here to 10th and Broadway and Pine, sorry. We need as many cameras down here as possible. Also, any of you assholes in the comments who, said he didn't get tackled, and you're saying, oh, he fell down. Yeah, once you rewatch it and you see it, I want you to shut the fuck up forever after that.
Watch the film. Go back to the game film on this one, because we had plenty of witnesses out here that saw exactly what happened.
He got tackled.
Protesters, we prefer you to leave. We don't want any confrontation.
I think the issue that's going to be faced right now is the protesters we feel have been peaceful, but what just happened was not peaceful at all, and there was a de-escalation opportunity there.
They may be looking for a confrontation. They may be looking for.
They weren't looking for it. They found it.
But we are peaceful protesters.
They created it. So I can see we got David Lewis over on that side.
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
Whose lives matter?
Black lives matter.
I'm gonna stand over to the side because I'm not finna rustle and tussle with them motherfuckers. I ain't got time for that. Okay, somebody protest. Now we're just standing. Let's protest. If we're gonna protest, let's protest.
Peaceful people up front, violent people in the back. So if they
violent people gotta need to go. They gotta leave. They gotta leave.
They're all on the same
They gotta
The knee was on his neck. Oh my God! I'm just gonna
Yeah, let it go, dude. I know. If they didn't see it, they didn't see it. And if once you see it, you'll see it. There's no way to deny what the camera's capturing. So
yeah, why would 20 people start screaming "Stop!" knee on his neck?
Yeah, it was blatant.
ways.
I mean, it was blatant.
I think that definitely goes both ways. If you're going to have a peaceful protest, you don't need to have violent people at the protest. And that's on our side and their side. You know what I'm saying? Or their side and our side. It's just a sentiment you got to think about.
I mean, what he just said is great, man. Violence will be met with violence. That's just the way of nature.
I'm going to just quote my uncle all day. He used to say, 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Okay. You hear that?
What do you say?
They're threatening to arrest the people that have pulled their car up.
They're threatening to arrest you if you don't leave your car.
Oh yeah, we just saw that. They just saw that. Oh yeah.
So these folks need to get out of here.
Hey!
I can tell you, man, I can tell you guys right now, one of the things you're going to find in this group, as it's been from the jump, is there's going to be very different views, very different aspects of how people feel this protest should go, about how the occupation should go. But all very strong views at the end of the day. That's been there for a minute. Here, let's just do this.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just sit right there. Just keep people on. But what you're
I should not have better de-escalation skills as a bartender than a fucking cop. It just doesn't make any sense.
A little kid, a playground kid would have better. I mean, you're in the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Let me slam your head into the concrete. That's not even an effort.
People that are like, oh, he was running away, so they had a right to chase him. Yeah, they don't have a right to use excessive force on him. The guy, what kind of threat?
You know what they could have done? Okay, over here. Anybody that's watching this, like, if your thought about him running is one thing. When you drop a barricade and send an entire squad of police officers out in force at speed to grab somebody, to grab one person, your natural fight or flight is going to kick in. And I'm glad he didn't fight, because he probably would have got the shit beat out of him a lot worse than what just happened. So he went into flight mode and he ran. Luckily, I mean, he didn't get that far, but luckily all that's happened was they tackled the hell out of him and put a knee in his neck for a while. End of the day, though, right now, what you got going on is that was a perfect opportunity to practice de-escalation. They could have easily reached out across the line and said, hey, we need to talk to you for whatever reason. That's not what happened. What did happen was a gentleman got chased down the street half a block and got smashed into the face on a concrete. Didn't need to happen. Yeah, this thing, man, I'm going to put it right over here.
Put it like over there.
It looks like a freaking... I think it's just a coffee thermos. Nothing weird about it. I don't want to think it's like a bomb or some kind of weird shit. Yeah.
Man, right? You got a barbecue. You got a barbecue on the 4th.
You see that footage?
What's up, guys? I've been following all morning.
Dude, did you see old boy get tackled?
Crazy, man.
That was nuts.
Crazy.
You saw him get tackled, right?
Wait.
You didn't see a guy just get his head slammed in the concrete over here?
By the cops?
Yeah. They sent out a whole bike squad, chased him down the street.
I saw the bike squad.
They picked him up right here. He ran from him. They picked him up, put him into his head. Bam! I mean, off the ground. And then they put a knee in his neck and sat there while they were arresting him. And everyone was screaming, get your knee off his neck!
You got it on the...
Oh, we got everything. Oh, yeah, we got it all. Yeah, you got to check that out.
Look, he's got
and you know what they got him for? Pedestrian violation. Oh. They were like, you get one warning. I was like, where's his warning? They were like, oh, he's blocking the crosswalk.
His warning was when they put their knee on his neck.
25 other people were out here doing the same thing. And now you've got all these people out here now, which didn't, the de-escalation would have probably led to a de-escalated situation.
They've got the gang unit out here.
They've got ATF out here. This is a mixed, so what they've got is mixed task force. So you've got ATF, you've got gang, you've got, all right, they're moving quick. And all right, well, let's just hope they don't single anyone else out. Right now they do. They got someone in mind. All right, let's get over here and take a look. Oh, what's up, Brad? I look like they were pointing somebody out over here.
If you are peaceful protesters, need for you to leave. We don't want to aggravate the police. We want to protest.
I think we're clear here. No, I know I'm blocking any lanes of traffic right here.
That's why they're doing it. They hesitate. They have made it perfectly clear.
Fuzzy, I can't click that link. I'm streaming it. Won't let me.
Yeah, we're not trying to mess with anything on our stream right now, so sorry, we can't. We're not going to hyperlink anything. Sorry, everything's going to be just right now.
Though. Maybe some mods can deal with it. And
yeah, I'm sure that
whatever you want.
Yeah, one of the mods, if you could go to pull that out and send it in a DM or something, I got to put it into the mods chat. That'd be great. So here's where you're going to find a lot of things that diverge. You got people that are here for the Black Lives Matter, and then you have people here that are just 100% about police brutality. And I mean, what I mean by that is that some people are fundamentally just about Black Lives Matter. And then you got some people that aren't even paying attention to that side of it, that are just all about hating the police. So yeah, it's a real mixed feelings, real mixed beliefs. But sorry, you see Brad over here? Yeah. Oh, there he is. Sorry. Hey, sorry, man. I didn't mean to just blow by you.
It's going to be on video. People are going to have it.
Oh, right here.
I don't know why you don't believe what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
From the jump. Like,
yeah.
Right in front of
He ran. We had to run. We were talking to him when they came out after him. It was crazy. Oh, shoot.
Didn't give him any excuse.
Nope.
The world is watching you. The whole world is watching you. Don't go nothing. Don't hesitate. Don't excite them. Please. The world is watching you. Don't hesitate. No corners. No doing nothing. Peaceful. We've been peaceful this long. Please not keep it up. I'm proud of y'all.
I got it.
At one point, you made his way in the road.
We were in the road too.
We were. I'm just glad they're not singling us out, which is great.
Could have easily.
Oh, dude, that looks so good. So hungry right now. I know.
I gotta try that.
So what you got here now, guys, everyone? So you got a mixed task force of officers from the bike police. Like I said, at one point on the line here, we had ATF. We've had a chance to talk to the sergeant at one point, or the lieutenant was out here. And then we talked to the sergeant up on the other side about a few things. But one thing that Officer Huey did pull, he pulled us out of the crowd and kind of brought us through everybody and talked to me personally. And what he said was pedestrian violations are going to get one warning, and then they're going to arrest. So the pedestrian violations, like you said, jaywalking or obstructing traffic. And so that's where this guy came in. I guess they're saying they saw him obstructing traffic or violating a pedestrian law. They said you'd get one warning. We didn't see that, but he did. Unless he did get a warning, maybe they yelled at him. We didn't see that, but it doesn't matter. Whatever happened, what you do have was an entire squadron or team of bicycle police come out from behind this mixed grouping. I mean, you can see back here we've got, we got the guys with like the cannons, the launchers.
The front line.
Like we talked about before, it's gonna be a long day for everybody. I mean, the push and the push back. You're gonna have, yeah.
Do you remember what was it? Was it Brooks? Yeah, Brooks that had the megaphone and he had the bag, and he said that he was gonna run and like.
Oh yeah.
Hold it down.
Hold it down for 45 minutes. Yeah.
And then he's gonna be back with a bunch of people. Well,
yeah.
How long has it been now?
Probably only 20 minutes.
So much longer, man. this shit was nuts. Did you see what happened? No. Oh my God, dude, you missed it. Did you get my message? Did people get in your chat?
Yeah, a lot of people were like...
I was like, anybody that's in Lucky's chat, get over there and help.
Good seeing you. See you too, man. How are you? How are you?
Like, live to tell, man.
Man, we're here. We're still live to fight another day, right? But it's just a daily thing, man.
Fucking, I'm gonna miss everybody so fucking bad. I gotta go back to my wife. The rest of my
Oh
life.
man, I'm sorry
This is gonna be fucked up.
sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
You better, you know.
Get out of here. Was it? No, I'm CJ.
This morning, man, this morning we did good. We cleared that whole park out.
We were on the line with you.
Okay, we cleared that whole park out. Not one incident.
Yep.
But we got so many agitators up here. They waiting for a war. They want a war. They want violence up here. They got agitators. They want a war. They want to incite.
We know what's going on here, but we're going to check.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll tell you what happened. So I just want to keep CJ in the frame. So what happened was everyone was in the road, and
Are you smudging? Yeah, that's great.
What's up? In the recap.
Are you doing something here?
No, I was hoping to get it on a smudge.
Lucky wanted to tell his people. How many people you got?
I don't know.
Lucky wanted to tell his people about what happened.
I apologize. I used the word sorry accidentally. I was a bit stressed when I said sorry to you.
Oh, you're fine.
I used the wrong word when I said sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. That's good.
I apologize.
You're just fine. You're just fine. It's good.
So Lucky wanted to tell his viewers what just happened. I figured it'd be a good time for us to recap for anybody that's just joining us what we just saw. But we just got a really good clip of, and our mods are gonna post it very shortly, hopefully.
Okay, yeah. So, Lucky Bamboo 13, and all your people that are watching right now. Yeah, it's Concrete reporting with CJ. We're on the line here talking to a gentleman that we've interviewed a couple times before. He was involved in this sidewalk disruption here, the crosswalk disruption. Nothing crazy. He might have made his way into the road once. I don't know. But really, what the crux of what happened was they lined up an entire bike squad behind this big van over here, the black van. They dropped the barricade, and one of the guys came out and singled him out, just pointed him out, and the entire squad of bikes came out after him, like 15 bikes, just took off after him. Well, like I said, you got fight or flight, right? And good thing he didn't fight, because it would have been bad probably. So he ran. He took off. He ran down the street a little bit. He fell down. He got up, and a police officer picked him up off the ground in a full-on tackle and slammed him face first into the ground, and then held him down with a knee on the back of his neck while another officer was twisting his ankle or his wrist up, trying to put cuffs on him. And everybody was screaming, "Get your knee off his neck, get your knee off his neck," which was crazy because... And then they subsequently started arresting other people around there. A gentleman came over here and talked to us, and he said that they shoved the woman down just for being on the line. They arrested probably 4 or 5 people over here. pulled out all the riot squads came out, the guys with the cannons came out, beat the brakes. I mean, roughed the dude up. And then the reason they did it, finally asked the officers while they were arresting him what was happening, and they told them it was for a pedestrian violation. So they, which is like jaywalking, yeah, for obstructing traffic. There was 25 people out in this intersection. They singled him out and they were like, all right, you're the guy. And they ended up smashing his face into the concrete and driving a knee into his neck, which escalated everything. The way that we're trying to work our asses off out here, I would imagine this is about that de-escalation process. That's what we're trying to get the police to get extra training in de-escalation. And that was a prime example of what shouldn't have happened. Yeah, and then there was a couple of people that got picked up on the sidewalk, and the pepper spray was out and ready to go, and it was an entirely violent clash with the police. Now they're pulling down the other squad here of bike police.
Yeah, there's a lot. You can see down right down the hill.
Yeah, so there's, like I said, these are typically like the blockade cops. These are the ones that usually run the front line with their bikes and move systematically as they're moving up. So these police right here with the yellow operate out of the East Precinct. So what you're seeing right here, if anything, you've got the yellow scarfed officers are the ones that operate from the East Precinct here. So they're coming back to take their home office back right now. So, but what you saw was the guys in blue. You didn't see many of the guys in yellow. They ended up coming down here, but so if there's hostilities and agitations, or if you start seeing guys like this that are acting out of pocket, that are doing things that probably shouldn't do, it could be coming from a place of hostility for the fact that they're just now seeing their precinct for the first time in 3 weeks. And from the officers that we talked to on the lineup there, it's not pretty. You know, it's been vandalized, people have been in there, there's been things that have happened, and you've seen it, right? In any of it, you've been there. So now they're scaled up, and like I said, the attitude was a little bit more laid back, but the second
It's just like, in terms of, he was running away. He posed no threat whatsoever. You know, there was no reason to use excessive force like that. I mean, you know, you wanna try and catch him. That's one thing, you know. But he had also just fallen on the ground, you know, and they had so much speed on him. They like, he was going from on the ground to like up on his feet and then trying to run again, and these guys are running at him full speed, you know, and then they tackled him so hard they put him up off the ground. They could have just grabbed him.
Well, he was going to chase down with 15 bike cops. I mean, is that really necessary? You could have sent out two officers.
And then you heard me yelling, you heard me screaming, like, dude, he's subdued. Like, you don't need to put your knee on his neck. Take your knee off his neck.
They're like, they just started. I think they're like dressed.
Take your knee off his neck. Like, there's no reason at all. And isn't that how this started? Like, isn't that how this whole thing started? And we know because of the George Floyd thing that police officers are not trained to use the knee on the neck, and they're actually discouraged against it because it's extremely dangerous. You can kill people. We've seen it, you know. So this is just one more thing that shows people they haven't learned a damn thing. Not one fucking thing.
It was a great opportunity for them to demonstrate their a lesson learned in de-escalation, and it was a horrible drop of the ball.
And weren't we talking earlier about how this was a chance for them to, like, today was actually a chance for them to show a lot of good faith, and we were seeing several times now. They're missing the ball. They're dropping the ball. They're missing every opportunity. It's almost like they're incapable. You know, I don't understand.
Or unwilling.
I don't know.
This is a complete flip from what we were just experiencing.
Exactly.
Yep. Much more peaceful, kind of just.
Yeah, I mean,
it was pretty mellow. We were like, okay, this is how the day's gonna go. Like.
Well, yeah, there was the one bike cop with the yellow mask. He was actually very, very helpful. You know, very calm. Seemed like a good guy. You know, but this just goes to show you, man. Like, it doesn't matter how many good cops there are. If he even is a good cop. I mean,
here we go.
Just based on
hold up.
Real quick. We got.
Do we have it here? Let me see if I can.
Actually, here we go. Full screen here. Well, it's gonna be a partial screen, but this is exactly what happened right here.
Oh, dude, I got it right.
This is him right here. He's talking to us, and they came out and pointed him out.
Point him out right there. I'm right there.
And then this entire squad come out after him. All of these cops come out. The entire squad comes out.
I get back on him. And then you see him run across that white car.
He falls down right there.
There he goes. And then he gets.
Watch this right here. Boom. Picked up off his feet.
Off his feet. And then we're running. Hold on.
would do more damage to marketing than we would sitting here.
This is when we realized that his knee is on the neck.
Yeah, make sure, get up, yeah.
Hey, knee off the neck. Come on, it's not necessary. He's down. He's down. Get your knee off his neck. He's down. Please get him.
So, like I said,
Please look, he's down. He's in cuffs. Get your fucking knee off his neck. Tell your people. Like, and I tried a different strategy. I was like trying to talk to the cops that were right next to him. Like, look, it's your responsibility now to save this guy. Like, there's no reason, you know. They looked at me. They looked dead at me. You can actually, I think, see it on the stream. They look dead at me, and they kind of like look around. They're just like, nope, just stay there, you know. No help, you know, no help at all. That's why the whole good cop thing doesn't. That argument is if they don't do anything, it doesn't matter.
I can tell you exactly why they targeted him too. It was 3 reasons, okay? He was loud, he was brown, and he was eloquent. And that's the most important thing. He was eloquent. He was speaking very well, he was making good points, and he was angry. And like I've seen, like there's a white girl here who's been just as loud, just as eloquent, just as angry, but they don't target her.
Yeah. And you know who else they took? The musician. Remember the musician?
Who's been very vocal.
Right here in the middle, trying to organize people, trying to make something happen. They took the musician. They took the musician.
The guy that was up on the court, or the person,
the harmonium or whatever.
That was played with the bubbles and the whole nine. Yeah, they took.
We just got him yesterday.
Yeah.
So what Rick has to say over here.
We've heard it. Yeah.
Look at him. Look at him.
What you just heard. Sorry. Oh, that's weirdo. What you just heard is some people in the crowd talking about blocking this intersection now, and I can tell you right now that if anything, that was a sign of force, and it's I think their way of saying, hey, we're going to come out hard and we're going to come out fast, and we're going to F this dude up. Hopefully people get the message that we're not playing around for a pedestrian violation. So you can imagine if anything, even a step beyond that shows up, what they're willing to do. So I'm sure they got their orders, and that was, I'm sure, I mean, a posturing situation as a best way to show that they're willing to do what they do, which is what just happened. And you guys saw it on the film, you saw the recap. There's no denying with the film. I mean, it's right there. And that's what this is all about. All this live stream nation that we're part of, our entire movement here at Concrete is an opportunity for people to go ahead, capture it live with your own cameras, with your own phones, with your own viewing, see it for yourself, experience it, and then tell that story through an unfiltered lens. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what happened.
And I love that, you know, like people tend to like they tend to like focus on whatever we're doing in the moment, you know, like so when we were really upset about that and the cops, they're like, oh look, you know, what do they say? CJ's now a protesting reporter now. Yeah. But then they completely ignore the fact that not 10 minutes before, we were just having a very interesting conversation with the cop, you know, and anybody could have taken that conversation and be like, oh wow, you talk to the cops too much. So it doesn't matter what you do.
You know what just
you do, you damned if you don't.
But you know what just happened, which is something that happens all too often. So one of our commenters came in and said, "Oh, CJ is now just a protester with the camera," and I was like, if anything, what just happened will create something out of a person. If I was an innocent bystander, if I was just a guy walking down the street, didn't know about this, and I happened to glance over and see that happen, my immediate response as a human being would be appalling. I would be shocked. I would be at that point afraid to cross the street. I wouldn't want to do it. If seeing that guy getting his ass beat for crossing the street. So what they do is they create something out of you. And I'm not just saying the police, I'm talking about any institution that wants to use violence as a means or tactic to get any results. They're going to create in the people around them an entity that they're trying to fight. And that's not what they're doing here. They're talking about de-escalation. And so, yeah, if I didn't have a strong feeling before, I fucking sure as shit got one now. Absolutely.
And if you don't understand why, you know, black people are so up in arms, just what CJ just said, you know, like it can create something out of you. If that's happened to you over and over and over again, not even somebody you're seeing on the street happened to you.
Absolutely.
Why do you think people mobilize like this?
Absolutely.
That's, you know, they think it's about. Anyway, yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the speakers here, the gentleman was talking, he said that he's seen it with his children, with his father before him, with uncles, with brothers, he's seen it happen. So yeah.
It's a generational trauma.
Yeah, and it's exactly, he said any young black man at the age of 10 is already suffering from PTSD from the life they're having to experience here in America.
Rick Hart. Brainwashed coon face with rolling eyes.
It's my friend Ryan.
Oh,
I just want to smoke a cigarette and, like, just stay on.
You're plugged in though, remember?
I know.
You're all wrapped up.
I know. Keep CJ in frame, basically. That's it.
You never know what.
And
I'll let you do this. Actually. You get in your bag.
It's not exactly secure, you're gonna just pick it up so you'll come up to it or else it's not a big deal. But I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Why are you playing in this kangaroo pouch so much?
Just get in there. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Gotcha. We've only been friends for 2 weeks.
Not according to what I just saw. So now we're here. You got helicopters overhead. You got riot squads in front of us. You've got protesters around us. And you've got the dismantled CHOP in front of us, which has been going on for about the last 6 hours. Started off with kind of a systematic march that they did, like 5 feet by 5 feet through the entire all of 12th. They came in from the north, I believe, and then from the west as well. So they kind of converged in, took the block back, kicked people out. What they did tell everybody was that they could only grab their immediate belongings, phones, identification, things like that. And then they let them know that everything else is going to be cataloged, identified, and then there was going to be on the police blotter a site where they could go and actually find their lost, their left behind items. They did the same thing in Cal Anderson. They just marched their way across with 3 SWAT vehicles and about 200 cops, pushing everybody out, letting them know that if they remain, they'd be arrested for trespassing, ripping open tents, dragging them across the ground. And again, this isn't a bias. This is just what I saw with my eyes as we were right on the front line, moving back with them. They pushed everybody back to the other side of Denny and maintained that line until they fell back a little bit, which could still be the line over there. But what happened thereafter, what we've seen happen, and we've got it from all different angles now, is the SDOT crew has been up there and responsible for the cleanup. We actually had one of the SDOT employees grab a laptop and a ukulele, of all odd things, walk through the police line and go put it in his personal vehicle. And he was stopped by one of the protesters and asked what he was doing. He was like, "Oh, I just found this in there." And he was like, "No, man, that's stolen." He's like, "No, everything in there is trash. That's what they're telling us." And then at that point, you start seeing the front loaders just picking up tents and everything that was in there and dumping it in the back of a dump truck. So you can only imagine that all the belongings that up there are gone and lost. There's not going to be a cataloged identification warehouse where you can go in and reclaim your lost laptop or ukulele. But so what's sad is we saw that SDOT running it from that angle and just doing it terrible. And then we come down to the other end and we're looking at it from this angle and we see the police dealing with it on this side. And so in between, we had some great conversations. We got to talk to the lieutenant over here at one point before he went up. Good conversation. The sergeant over there was fantastic. We even got to talk to Bess herself at one point, and everything seemed okay. But like I said, it only takes one thing to spark it off, and then you can have what you just saw here happen about 20 minutes ago. So here we are. It's hard to tell how this is going to go, because people have their own idea of the direction they'd like to see it go. There's some people that want to take a more aggressive approach. Are they listening? Are they listening to you?
Can I use some hand sanitizer for you?
Check this out, folks. Does anybody want to march? Yeah. We can look at them. We can look at us all day long.
Hey, we got to go over here. We can't do it. We got copyright infringements. That guy's music gets played.
Do you people want to march?
I understand what he's trying to do. His whole idea is to get the protesters out of here right now, but you're not going to find a lot of yielding coming from anybody that was present for that what just happened over here with the gentleman that was tackled by the police.
Email up from the yelling and harassing customers. White female reporting t-shirt, blue jeans, and gray boots. 1200 South Jackson.
How many people want to march in the street?
I can tell you right now, from what I just saw, marching in the street sounds like a terrible idea, because that would be a violation of the pedestrian code, apparently, and that did not go well for the gentleman, or a couple
March
people. Actually, saw about 5 people just get arrested for pedestrian violations right across the street over here. And it wasn't just being tackled. I'm talking like bloody and bash type stuff. I mean, there was. And then they carried him by his ankles and his wrists to the paddy wagon along with 5 other people and carted him off. So now the idea that the idea of the march right now is to kind of get these people moved out of here, get them going a different direction. And what he said before was just let the police do their job. And but their job right now is just to stand here and apparently enforce pedestrian code.
My favorite restaurant's right over here. So, yeah, definitely. We tried, it was a disaster.
So in the distance there, you can see SDOT's basically wrapping up on the cleanup. What they've said, what the sergeant told us earlier, or the lieutenant, sorry, was that they're going to have SDOT, the Seattle Department of Transportation, clean out the barricades. Hold on. I don't know. Anytime you have an officer that says this, hey, are you? You're like, maybe. But what the lieutenant told us was that they were leaving SDOT to clean up an area around the precinct, the 12th precinct up here, the East precinct. They're going to move the barricades, load those in the trucks, get those out of here. And they're just about wrapped up with the barricades on Pine right now. Well, actually, it looks like they still got to finish that line between, looks like 11th and halfway up to 12th.